Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, November 5th, November 25th. I was gonna say 15th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's gonna open in about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. That's crazy. November 25th. This month's almost over. I feel like it just started. All right, so let me finish setting this up and we should be good to go. Looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, let me send it out. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, guys, as people start to join in, I'll mark up liquidity over here. Looks like we might be at all-time highs right now. I think we might be. Looks like it. We have a 4 hour going down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30-minute. Down to the 15-minute. Down to the 10-minute. And down to the 1 minute here. So there's a ton of liquidity sitting down below here, guys. I do believe we are around the all-time high price point. So we'll see what happens here when market opens up. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, November 25th. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. It is 6:24 right now. Market's gonna open in about 6 minutes. Looks like people are still making their way in, so we'll give it some time. But for the most part, I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 44,803. I think this is the all-time high. Price just got pushed past it, so I think price may continue climbing today. Looking down below here, this is the closest level of liquidity down below at 44,781. So we got liquidity above, liquidity below. Morning, Jamie. Morning, CJ. Morning, everybody. As people join in, I'm gonna go over here. Here's a clean chart. So I've marked up the high point right here. Well, not exactly the high point. The high point that we're currently at. I'll mark this up a little later as well as price continues to move along. Here's the SR chart. Yeah, like I said, we're at the all-time high, so there's not really going to be any resistance right now to mark up. We do have support right there. Another spot right there. Yeah, there's not really going to be much high points at this point because we are at the all-time high. Yeah, definitely at the all-time high. So I marked up what we could mark up there. We got some support levels over here for the SR chart. Looking over here at the levels chart, we're currently around the 800 mark. At our main chart over here, I'm going to keep moving this up a little higher as price continues to climb. We got market opening up in about 4 minutes. I'll know the direction of the breakout shortly. Today's breakout might be a little tricky, so if you guys want to take it, feel free. If you guys don't want to take it, you guys can sit out today. I'll be taking it regardless of the fact because we are on track right now for the breakout. So I'll be taking the breakout regardless as to whether we're at the all-time high or, wherever the price may be. So we'll know the direction shortly in about 2 minutes. One thing I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for is if the candle's too big on open, of course, or the one prior to open. So I'll be keeping an eye out on the 629 candle. So if it's too big, typically we'll be looking to flip it. Let's see, Inder said there was a market gap when market opened yesterday, about 100 points down. Yeah, I noticed that too. There's a big gap right there on open. Just keeping an eye out on that too. So right here. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend. This is why I don't typically hold trades overnight or even over the weekend because stuff like that might happen. Yeah, interested might try to fill that. Yeah, I agree. So we'll know the direction of the breakout shortly, guys, in about a minute. So good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, November 25th. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. It is 6:28 right now. Direction of the breakout will be known in about a minute. And, we'll see where this ends up taking us. So let's see. Kind of depends on how this candle here closes. All right, so the direction for the breakout today is going to be a sell. Kind of depends on how this candle here closes the 629 candle, but for the most part, we're looking for the sell here. So we got market opening up here in about 30 seconds. We're at the all-time high right now, or we're at around the all-time high. We got market opening up in about 20 seconds. Direction for the breakout today is a sell. Okay, this candle here is too big, guys. I'm going to hold off on the breakout for today. If you guys want to take it, it's going to be a buy. So it's flipping to a buy here because the candle right there was too big. I'm just going to hold off on the breakout. I didn't feel comfortable taking it with that huge candle prior to. Sorry. So like I said, this is why I had this marked up right here, because if the candle is too big, more than 50 points, then it would be flipped. Obviously, this candle at 629 was more than 50 points. If you guys want to take it, it's for a buy. I'm going to hold off on it. I just didn't feel comfortable with taking this entry here because of this big spiky candle, especially on a Monday. So I'm not in the position. If you're in the position, it was still in profit right there. If you guys do want to close out. So it's in profit right now. I'll follow it, but like I said, I'm going to be a little more careful with these breakouts, specifically on days like this, because on days like this, the market tends to be highly manipulated. The fact that we're at the all-time high, the fact that this candle over here was super huge at 629, and the fact that we're in this type of position right now, I'm just going to hold off on it. I'm going to be a little more careful with these breakouts. I know I'm supposed to take all of them, but I'm going to be a little careful with this one here specifically just because of market that we're currently in. Let's see. CJ said TP stop loss it's 100. So the TP is 100 and the stop loss is 50, CJ. Right here. If you want the parameters, guys, here are the specific parameters. If you guys look over here on the chart, it's also right here on the chart. The green is going to be the TP. The black is going to be the entry point, and the red right here is going to be the stop loss. So I'm not in this breakout here. The breakout was supposed to be for a sell, but because this candle here was too big, we flip it the other way. Typically, whenever that happens, we do flip it. I was going to flip it, but this thing ended up dropping like the very last second. So I just ended up not taking the trade. I think if that ever happens, I'm just going to sit out of it. It's not a big deal if I miss a trade or not, because there's going to be more trades to follow. But for the most part, in order for me to feel comfortable with the positions here, especially with the breakout, because I'm handling personal accounts, these aren't prop accounts on this one. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious with the breakout, especially if that big spike happens at the very last second. If this big spike happened like, say like 30 seconds before, then okay, I would take the trade for the buy. But because this one here just started spiking down at the last, 2 to 5 seconds, I'm going to be smart here. I'm just going to hold off on it. I do think price will push up because, typically when price does push in this direction towards the all-time high, it usually breaks out and just continues climbing in that direction. I'll start looking for some scalps here as well if we can. You guys can see over here, liquidity got knocked out on both sides. We had lower liquidity right here. They got knocked out initially on open. So we had first level liquidity right here at 44,781. You guys took that for a small little 10-point profit that already hit. And then also down here as well. So 2 levels of liquidity here got hit. I'll be looking for some possible scalp entries on the way up. Again, the breakout entry is still climbing to its TP area, but we'll just let that kind of play through. So what I'll do here is I'll put an alert right there so that we can kind of have an idea of where the full TP is. So breakout TP plus 100. Looks like it's on its way up right now. If you guys want to move your stop loss and profit, you can. Typically a lot of people like to move their stop loss and profit around the 50 point right here. So if you want to move your stop loss and profit to 50 points and guarantee a 1-to-1, you can do that. Price is climbing up right there, and it looks like it's about to hit TP. Full TP right there for the breakout, guys. So if you guys took that, nice work. If you guys didn't, again, it's fine. I didn't take the entry for today, unfortunately. Just the spike happened at the very last second. I didn't want to get in that bad entry. So full TP right there for the breakout for 100 points, if anybody caught that. I'll keep looking here for some scalps. Let's go over here. And I will put that. Nice way to start off the week there with the breakout. So full TP breakout, 100 points. And we will continue to follow through with this here. So we got that pushing through. We have a possible breakout V3 continuation setting up right here. The only problem with this is that it's at the all-time high. It's a little tricky. See if I can maybe catch some of that. So if this candle here closes green, this is going to be a breakout V3 continuation. If you guys want to take it, typically I'll take it for a 30-30, use my trailing stop loss at 10 points. Candle's going to close in about 5 seconds. Candle's closing right about now. So there we go with the entry right there. My stop loss got moved in profit, and I got stopped out for partial profit there at 10 points. A little too fast. I don't know if I have my account logged into here. Sorry, guys. I don't have my Apex account. You can hear that order filled. So I got in right there. I got in at the breakout V3 continuation. I didn't get in for the full 30 points, just got in for a partial right there. So I will put this. So I got some of this profit here. Let me get the breakout, but I got some of the scalp on that move right there. Brian said, got my first 100K funded. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, definitely, Brian. Congrats, bro. I know it's been a while. You've been trying to work on that. So yeah, great news right there. So we got Brian here, guy in our community that just got funded 100K on Apex. Congrats, bro. Solid, man. So, if you just stay consistent, like I know Brian's been grinding it out. If you stay consistent, it's really just a matter of time until you get those accounts funded. I know it's a grind, especially if you're doing the bigger accounts. The smaller accounts like 50K, 100K are cool. They don't take that long to pass. But if you're doing like a 300K, then yeah, they do take some time. So let me just screenshot my profits for the day so far. Again, there's nothing that I took on the hedge accounts for today because of the spike was just too heavy the last second. But I'm glad that it hit. All right, so this looks like it's about to hit full TP as well. This was a breakout V3 continuation. We had a buy signal right here, followed by a green candle. Price pushed up, and there we go. As price starts to push higher past further higher highs. This candle's a higher high right now. Price is pushing through. There you go, full TP right there. Smooth push to the upside. A lot of people are scared to trade the all-time highs, but we've traded this in the past, especially during COVID, and it's always been pretty solid for the most part. Breakout V3 continuation, full TP right there. So let me just post up my profits for that specific trade. I got in for a partial, not the full move, but I mean, it is what it is. I'll take what I can get. Keep looking for some more scalps here. So unfortunately, I didn't get the trade for the breakout, but I did get the trade there for the partial. Yeah, there he goes. It climbs up higher. So first entry right there. EV3, full TP. Let's break out. Full TP plus 100. Solid way to start off the week so far, guys. Pretty good Monday. So two entries right here, which have hit full TP already. The momentum breakout, full TP for 100 points. Break BV3 full TP for plus 30. If you guys took it, I took it for partial, but I'm just marking this up here so that you guys have an example. We'll go over these examples as well during the mentoring session later today. Some solid work right there. Surin just got 6 150K funded accounts. Nice work, Surin. Congrats, bro. I know you just started those accounts too. So Surin just hit me up, I think last week. He said he just started accounts with Apex because FTMO has been acting up. I don't think anybody's using FTMO anymore. I know a lot of people are having issues with them. So Surin just got funded 150K account, 6 of them with Apex. Congrats, Surin. So we got Brian here, got 1 account funded, and Surin 6 accounts funded. Great way to wrap up this month of November. Month of November has been pretty choppy, so it's a little tricky how market's been moving, but glad to see you guys are still able to lock in some pretty good profits here. Let's see. I'm gonna see how overextended the market gets here. Just gonna put a price here so I have an idea. All right, just have an idea. So I think if price gets to this point up here, it's gonna be overextended, the 200 point. It's not there yet, but just have an idea of overextension here. Let's see, Brock said he's still with FTMO, 10K account though, minimal chances of them playing with me because I make max 1,000 before withdrawing. Yeah, no, that's definitely smart, Brock. I don't even know what's going on with FTO anymore. I haven't used them since last year, since they discontinued service to US clients. But I mean, if they're still fine, then great, continue using them. FTMO was good for like the 3 to 4 years we used them. The only reason I stopped using them was because they don't accept US clients anymore. But I mean, they were good while they lasted for sure. So we'll keep looking for entries here. Again, guys, there was 2 entries that came up today. We had the breakout here for a full TP, 100 points. And then we had the breakout over here. The breakout V3 continuation for 30 points right there, full TP. I took it for a partial because I take this entry, my trailing stop follows at the 10 points. So what happened was price pushed up 10 points. My trailing stop got moved up, pulled back, stopped me out at 10 points, but it did push up to full TP. Here are my profits so far across my Apex accounts. Again, I didn't trade my personal account today for the breakout. Unfortunately, the spike happened at the very last second, so didn't take that trade there. But here we go with my profits for the day so far. So still decent profits for a Monday, even though I took partial on that last entry. Other than that, I guess we'll continue looking for possible opportunities here for entry, but at the moment, there's just nothing here right now. So there's no entries here. We've marked up the clean chart. So clean chart over here, I marked up the zones, or basically not zones, the price levels. These are basically the price zones to look for. Price looks like it's going to be ranging between the 44,900 mark and possibly right here, the 44,850 mark. So about a 50-point range right here. We'll see if price, actually breaks out of this area. Otherwise, looks like price is overextended at this point. Price pushed up from this lower point, and now it's starting to consolidate within this middle area. Looking at the SR chart, there's no zones up here yet, so I'll come back to this a little later. If and when we get some zones at that point. All right, that's about it for right now. So just a reminder, guys, today we're having the first day of our futures trading masterclass. So if you guys want to attend it, it's open to the public, completely free. And if you guys didn't see my message in the Discord and through email yesterday, we're offering free access, basically free full access to everything that we have here, right? We've actually never done this before. We've never given free access, but this time of the year, we usually do free training and stuff, but we decided to be a little more generous and just give free access to everybody. So if you guys want access to these tools, these indicators, if you guys want access to the Discord, if you guys want access to the premium Zoom, if you guys want access to the live trading sessions, pretty much everything that we have to offer here, it's all completely free right now. So if you guys want to sign up for it, there's a limited amount of coupons that can be used. So, first come, first serve. If you guys want to use it, or if you know a friend or family member that wants to use it, just go on the website here. The website is kodikaitrades.com. Click on Kodi Kai Trading Strategies right here. So let's see if I could show you real quick. There's nothing going on the chart, so don't worry about it. So kodikaitrades.com right here. Click on strategies. So typically the cost for this is $250, right? But if you go to coupon code right here, you type in trial, there's only a few of them left. So just make sure if you guys want to use them, it's $250 off, so it's free. So first month is free. Obviously you'll get charged if you don't cancel by the end of the month, but the end of the following month. But I just want to show you guys right there that that's how you unlock access to it. We've actually never done this before. We've never given access for free. So this is just my way of giving back to you guys. I make enough profit from trading. You guys see me trade live every day. You guys see the breakouts I take. I make a lot of profit from trading this, make a lot of profit from trading these scalps. I don't really need the money, but that's why I'm giving it out for free. This is probably gonna be the last push for the website as well, because the hedge fund is, we're at capacity right now. So if you guys are taking trades with me, if you guys are part of the hedge fund, you guys have seen my profits from like last week. So, these are the profits from the hedge fund last week. I'm pretty much capped out. I could only have so many clients for the hedge fund. So I need to focus on studying for the test. And once the hedge fund is fully up and running, then the website's not going to accept any more new signups. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, I just want to make it free for everybody. So if you guys attend the masterclass for the next 6 weeks, we're going to be covering the entire course. There's no entries here, guys, so don't worry. I know you guys are probably looking for some entries here, but there's nothing here to take right now. So like I said, the masterclass we're having today at 2 p.m., we're going to have a masterclass for the next 6 weeks. Every Monday at 2 p.m., we're going to have a masterclass. For this first day, I'm going to be covering module 1 and module 2. So I'll be covering the Discord platform, cover everything on there, quick overview of Zoom, TradingView, NinjaTrader, Trade NinjaTrader, my personal broker, Apex, of course, Tradeify, and I'm going to show you guys how I copy trades to multiple accounts. Then for module 2, I'll go over TradingView platform. So basically, we'll open up the platform here. I'll show you what all the buttons do. I'll show you what everything I mark up on here. I have my favorites toolbar here. This will cover literally everything I do. So you know exactly what I'm doing, and you guys can do exactly what I'm doing if you guys want to copy what I'm doing here on these live sessions. So I'll cover that. And then I'm gonna try to find a way to link my NinjaTrader to my Zoom so I can show you how I execute trades on NinjaTrader and then all the tools that I use on there as well, including the copier. And then lastly, the Tradeovate platform. So I'll show you, I don't really do much on Tradeovate, but I'll show you how to execute trades on there, depending on what you guys want to use. So again, there's no entries here, guys, don't worry. Price is consolidating. So you guys have nothing to worry about. We're not going to miss any trades here. So again, first day for today, we're going to cover module 1, module 2. And then next Monday, we're going to cover all of the indicators. So I'll go over every indicator in detail. I'll show you how you can use them for my strategies. I'll show you how you can use them for your strategies. I can show you how to use them in a lot of different ways. Each indicator is used for a specific task, but you can use them for different things as well. And then for the next following week, we'll go over strategy types, directional strategies, sideways strategies, breakout strategies. We'll cover module 5 here mainly on that day, which will be the directional strategies. I'll kind of clean this up a little bit, take off the stuff we don't really use as much, and then keep the stuff that we do use very often. And then obviously sideways strategies and then breakout strategies. And then for the following week, we'll cover risk management. I'll kind of explain how the contract size breakdown works and then trade psychology. And then from there, I mean, if you have no experience trading, you should know how to trade like the basics. So after the next 6 to 7 weeks, you should know everything from A to Z. Basically, how to use TradingView, how to sign up for an account, how to use Apex, how to use Tradeify, how to use whatever. It's mainly for me to because everybody's been asking me like if I can teach a beginner. I don't teach beginners at all. I haven't taught a beginner trader in maybe the past 3 years. I don't like teaching beginners because it's a lot of work to teach a beginner, right? To explain how to even just use TradingView. So today we're gonna go over the basics. And then if you guys can't make the live session, it's okay. It's gonna be recorded. I'll put a whole playlist for everything at the end of the master classes. So you guys can just rewatch them in the future. And this is just my way of giving back to you guys because, obviously if you guys weren't here on these live sessions, I wouldn't be able to be as consistent and as profitable as I am now, right? Because I was just like you guys at some point. Like at some point, I wasn't consistent. I wasn't able to follow my rules. I wasn't able to use proper risk management. But since I've been trading live with you guys over the past 8 years, it kind of forces me to do better, right? I can't really screw up on these live sessions because I'm gonna get called out for it. So yeah, that's my thank you to you guys. So I'm giving you guys free access to pretty much everything. If you guys want to attend the masterclass, it's going to last about 6 to 7 weeks every Monday. And we'll cover everything. So if you have no experience trading, or if you know somebody who has no experience trading and they've always wanted to learn how to trade futures, this is probably going to be the class for them. It's completely free. I mean, the biggest complaint and biggest thing that we get from people is like, it's too expensive, right? Or I don't have time, or there's always an excuse. But I made it completely free. I made it where you can replay it. You can rewatch it in the future. There's like really no excuses for anyone. I mean, it's either you want it or you don't, right, with trading. So yeah, just putting that out there for you guys, and pretty excited to see. I'm excited to see who starts and who finishes and who starts to become super profitable at the end of this. Because that's kind of what happened with our last mentoring session, our last mentoring group last year, right? We had a mentoring group last year, and some people fell off. Some people just went on and did great things. So excited to see what happens from there. Anyways, we have a possible breakout V3 continuation that may happen right here. It's not looking too great, but we have a buy signal here. If this candle closes green, there may be a possible breakout V3 continuation that may come up here, but it's not looking like it's going to swing up in the last 30 seconds. Or I could be wrong. This can easily just swing up at the last second. We got 27 seconds left on this candle. It's not looking like it's going to swing up from here. So again, we're looking for some entries here. If you guys are just joining, we had 2 entries come up so far. We had the breakout over here, hit full TP for 100 points. We had the breakout V3 continuation come up right here for a full TP of 30 points. I got out for partial because of my trailing stop. Was looking to take another one here, but it's not looking like we're going to get that. So market's doing exactly what I mentioned. It's going into a consolidation phase right here. So it is now consolidating at this point. Yeah, not really much here going on. So Jason, I don't know if you're here right now. You're probably here on the YouTube stream, but like, so Jason, typically he asks about like the AMD because that's what he likes to apply. If you apply the AMD in here or for today's market, Jason, it doesn't look like what it played out. That's why I don't like applying the AMD because it's not, it's too subjective. So I know Jason typically asks like, check out the AMD, see how it worked. Let's check out the AMD real quick. The AMD is it's a good confluence, but I don't like using it by itself because, and you'll see here, we'll see why shortly. So market consolidated over here during Asia session, of course, right? So we had consolidation right here. And then during London up until New York session, we had manipulation, right? So we had price consolidate here, and then it manipulated to the upside. So if you were taking AMD here, you would have taken the sell, right, Jason? We were looking for a sell here too, but because of that big candle on open, we ended up taking the buy here. So the AMD actually wouldn't have played out here. I mean, it should play out like long term over here. Like, it's probably going to come down. At this point now, it'll probably come down. But if you were to take it from the breakout right here, it would have been very tricky. So I do like the AMD. Like, I know like that you mentioned the AMD and I do like it, but like I said, it's too subjective because you don't like when you're trading the AMD, you don't factor in like this candle right here, right? The 629 candle that we looked at. You have to factor in the market structure from London session. So because this candle was so big, this is why instead of taking the sell, we flipped to a buy. So yeah, Jason said I did take that sell for a small profit. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, because like you said, it should have been for a sell. And our breakout initially was supposed to be for a sell as well, but because the candle was so big, we ended up taking it for a buy. So yeah. I just wanted to go over that because, just in case you wanted to do the analysis of it. Because this was like this would be considered like a game time decision, right? Like if you guys understand that phrase, game time decision, because you don't really know, like before this candle here, let's just go back. So before that candle, this here actually looked like a good sell, right? Because we had price to come down from this point. But because at the last 5 seconds of this last candle, this thing was like, it was halfway down. And then at the last second, it came down super hard. And I was like, okay, if that's the case, if price is more than 50 points, like if it's a huge candle, this was a 67-point candle, we got to reverse it the other way. And that doesn't factor into the AMD analysis. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there so that you guys have an idea. That's why I don't like using subjective analysis. I like using objective analysis. Like for example, here we had the sell signal. This thing doesn't repaint. Once it stays there, it stays there. So that's why I was aiming for a sell here, but because this here came down, I flipped it the other way. Yeah, exactly. Jason said, yeah, you have to know what the market and see what it's going to do. Yeah, exactly. You have to be like actively managing and understanding like what's going on with the market structure. Because the bigger time frames it makes sense, but on the shorter time frames, like the 1 minute, that very last 5 second spike can make all the difference between price going up or price going down. Yeah, Jason said, so thanks for the call for the switch was good. Yeah, exactly. And you said you caught the sell for like a small profit, which is good. You could have caught it up here too, the overextension. That's why for me, so I marked this up over here, guys. See, I have 200-point overextension right here. So if price gets to this point, it doesn't actually come back down for reversal. I think it's going to reverse at some point up here. So I'm analyzing things from so many different perspectives that this will help you guys, whether you're trading my style or whether you're trading a different style, because I'm giving you guys the full picture here. So this is my main chart because it has all my tools and my markups and stuff. And then we go over here and this is breakout chart, which is clean. You can kind of see everything. And here's the clean chart. You can see I mark up just a clean chart with price structures. You guys can see here that now the range is between the 900 and the 800 mark. So it's consolidating right down the middle right here. But the full range is between the 900 and the 800 right here. It's a 100-point range, 50-point consolidation down here. And I try to make it easy for everyone to kind of identify and see what I'm doing here. So there's no confusion, right? Like I said, I try to make things as objective as possible, where there's no guesswork. Like you already know, okay, this is the structure. Like I don't have some random zone up here, right? I know some people will probably draw a zone up here, but I'm like, no, that's not like I'm at exactly this price point. This is where I see the resistance, and this is where I see the support. Because I know some people will draw stuff like this. And I do this too sometimes. That's why I have a separate chart for it, right? Some people will draw stuff like this instead, and they're like, okay, this is the range, which this isn't wrong, but it makes it hard to tell because it's not at an exact price point. That's why I have the SR chart over here. So if I do need to draw a zone at that point, I could draw one up here, and I can draw one down here. But until that's established, I'm not going to draw the zone yet, right? I'm going to wait until my SR tool over here plots that for me. Yeah, Jason said he has a power 3 indicator to show me what's the higher time frame doing. Yeah, no, I have that too. So if you look over here, same one that you're talking about, right? The daily candle is huge. It's just a visualization though. Like I don't think so. I was playing around with this to see if I could put a strategy together, but this is just a visualization. Like even though this shows like this big candle right here, it would this doesn't mean price can just push up. It can't push up higher, right? Because that's kind of what happened over here. Like when the market opened here at 6:30, it was probably really small. See, like the daily candle over here was, let me load it up real quick. Yeah, so the candle here was already big. So what happens with a lot of people is they see this and they get scared. They're like, oh, this is too big already, and they don't want to take the buy. But if you look here, it ends up just catapulting to the upside. So yeah, I've used this before just to have visualization. It's not really necessary. It's a visualization tool, I think. But it does help if you're trying to see what the daily candle is doing. I was going to create my own indicator of this, but I just felt it to be kind of irrelevant for my needs. But I do have the code for this, so I was building my own indicator for that. All right, so we got nothing going on here. Price is still consolidating within this middle area like we were talking earlier, guys. We'll keep looking for some possible scalps here, but so there was a breakout V3 continuation that actually set up right here. I wasn't looking at it. I wouldn't even take any directional entries here right now, guys. The reason why I wouldn't take any directional entries is because there's no direction, right? Price is going sideways. So in order for me to start looking for some actual directional strategies right now or directional entries, I would need price to break out of this range. So I need price to break above, climb up higher. I need price to break below and climb down lower. We don't have that here right now. Price is just going back and forth within this middle area. So we'll we'll see. Make sure I'm not seeing anything different here. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking through the messages real quick. All right, so we're just waiting for something here to happen. If you guys want to take specific entries, I mean, you guys can still take the sideways entries. So we had, let's see. I don't see any V1 variations here. There was one V1 variation that happened right here. I think it was like for 10 points. Yeah. There's a V1 variation that happened over here, but I wouldn't have taken them at that point because price was still looking like it was going to climb up. but now price is going sideways. So there's a couple different entries here that you can look for. There's a higher high here that is currently or there's a higher high here and there's a pending sell signal. So if the sell signal closed, this would be a high low momentum scalp. Not looking like it's going to close here. Yeah, there's no sell signal there. It's pending, but didn't end up closing. Let's see, Anderson might try to fill the gap now. Yeah, I can see it. Now that price is pushed up, I think, price here might just consolidate for a little bit and then eventually might just come back down because we do have that big gap that Inder was talking about right here. Correct back down to market open. So, I mean, there's a possibility. There's a possibility that that can happen. Price might come back down from where it's currently at. I'm going to go and mark up opening price here. So if price does come down, the first target that we'll be looking for is going to be opening price right here. Let me turn off my hedge laptop because I'm not taking any trades on the hedge accounts right now. Glad that the trade did hit though, so that's a good sign. Let's see, Brett is asking, Sean, do you have a screenshot of the stop strat parameters for BB3? When I set it to set break even 1110, it always gives me an error. Can't be set once target reaches. So let's see. So for my settings here, so for my trailing stop settings, I have it set to, I wish I could actually I can screenshot it. I just gotta send it to the Discord. I wish it was an easier, if I could just drag this over, it'd be so much easier, but let me. Okay, so go to my Discord. Okay, so let me go over there real quick. Okay, so here are my settings right here, Brett. I posted it in the team chat. So this is what it looks like for obviously for my order, for my ATM strategy. This is what I set it to. I have 10 contracts I take, 30 TP, 30 stop loss. And then for the stop strategy right here, this is what I have it set to. I have it set to when it gets to 11, it'll move it up to 10. So this is how I have it set up. I know the area you're talking about. I get that sometimes. I didn't get it this time, but it usually happens if the volatility is too high. So if the volatility is too high, it hits 11 and then it comes back down really quickly. It doesn't give it enough time to move the stop loss and profit, even though it should be automatic. But these are my settings here that I have it set up to. So this just means that when price reaches 11 points in profit, it'll move my stop loss to 10, and then I can guarantee 10 points, or I can go for the full 30. Daniel said, do we get a free month for Christmas? Sorry, bro, I wish I could, but it's just a lot of work on our end to go and because there's no way to like just pause the thing. But I wish I could have done that. Brett said, okay, I have the same settings. Guess I'll just see the same error. Yeah. So, but it's worked before in the past, right, Brett? Or is this the first time it's happening? because it's happened to me before. Like last week, it happened to me. I think the volatility is just really high. I think for like so whenever my scalp profits are like super different, like it happened to me on the 22nd, yeah, on Friday. So actually, no, it didn't. There's some days where like my profits are like way off. Like this day, I think. This was like on, so last time it happened to me was on the 12th, November 12th. We took the V1 variation here. I think it happened super, super quickly. The volatility was super high. I was supposed to make 500 on the trade, but you can see my main account made 440. There was a little bit of slippage, but there was a lot of slippage on the other accounts here, where I got like 3, 4. I had to just manually close it out when I get that error. Let's see. Yeah, Brett said it works sometimes, but it will get pulled out super much closer to break even. Oh yeah, no, it's crazy. Um, yeah, it only happens to me like maybe like once a week. And it trips me out because I have like 20 accounts on the copier. So it shows the error 20 times. So I can't do anything. I can't manually close it out until I close out all the boxes. So yeah, it usually only happens with my Apex accounts. I don't know if it's an Apex issue or if it's, I mean, it might be an Apex issue because I've never gotten that issue with my personal account, only with Apex. So yeah, I don't know for sure if it's an Apex issue or if it's a Ninja Trader issue, but I do get that error maybe like once a week when the volatility is super, super high. All right, guys, there's still nothing here to take. As you guys can see, I drew this range here before market even opened. So we had this range marked up here before any of this even happened. And I mentioned, okay, price is probably going to consolidate within this middle area. So there's two different analysis here. You guys can either see this as a big range. I would see this as a big range. So I would see this as a big range. And then I would see the consolidation in between. So it's a range within a range. We have the big range right here between 900 and 800. This is a 100-point range. And then we have the consolidation, which is 50 points in between right here at the 850 mark. So, I mean, depending on what you're looking at, if you're looking at the bigger picture, the big range, or if you're looking at the smaller range within, there's still nothing here to take. Price is just going sideways. There's no reason to take any entries here at this moment. If you guys want to take some entries, you guys can look for, you guys can just look for possible sideways entries like V1 variations. We just don't have any V1 variations here. If I see any, I'll let you guys know. But there's no V1 variations from the bottom end. There's none from the top end. I don't see any high-low momentum scalps. Price here is kind of just lingering higher. Let's see. Barack said, thank you, Sean, for opening up an opportunity for me and many others to have a go at the K2 premium trial package. This is so kind of you. Many more blessings to you, bro. Yeah, definitely, Barack. You know, you've been here for a while. If anyone deserves a free trial, it's probably you, Barack, because you've been showing up every day trying to get, you know, as much profit as you can to like build your way up. And yeah, I mean, you guys will see once you guys have the tools, it's going to be so much easier to follow along. So like, you know, if you sign up for the trial, you'll be able to put all this stuff on your chart. You can see exactly what I'm seeing here. Like I can show you how to have multiple charts open, a clean chart, an SR chart. I can show you how to mark up these zones. And here we go. So here's the SR chart. We do have zones here. You can see how easy this is because I don't have to go and like think like, hey, where's the support? Where's the resistance, right? I just turn on my indicator and I'm like, okay, perfect. Instead of me having to go and do all that work, I just turn the indicator on. I draw my zones up. And there we go. We have some clean zones on the chart. So this is the resistance and this is the support. I didn't have to go and do any analysis or anything like that. I'm just like, all right, turn the indicator. It's on there. So here for the SR chart, you guys can see the range is in between these two price points. It's not exactly the same as the clean chart, but it's pretty damn near, right? So it's like right here. The high point is going to be at 44,896 and the low point right here is going to be at 44,799. If you go to the clean chart here, it's very similar, but it's not exactly at the same price point. I like using whole numbers here. For this, I just turn on the levels indicator. Like for example, if I don't have anything, if I don't have anything on the chart, it's a blank chart. I'll have levels indicator right here. If I want to mark up my own zones or my own levels there, I just draw lines at the same exact levels. And there we go. We have our levels right there marked up. So you guys will see, if you guys sign up for the trial, it's, again, it's completely free for the first month. So if you just want to play around for the first month, if you want to have access to it, come on these live sessions, just see how I analyze everything. I think it's going to make like a world of a difference for a lot of people, especially if you're confused with how to mark up structure, if you're confused with how to identify trend, how to identify momentum. These tools they act as like trading wheels. So they basically will just train your eyes to see what I can see here. Because the thing is, I can do this without any of the indicators, but like with this here, like this helps you see what I'm seeing. Because I created all these indicators. So I basically what I did is I created these to shorten the time that it takes to actually mark everything up. Because if I had to do this stuff by hand, this would take forever, right? If I had to draw support resistance by hand, that would take a while. If I had to draw levels by hand, that'd take a while. If I had to figure out the trend by hand, that would take a while. So everything here is just used to make trading a lot more efficient, especially for us because we trade on the 1 minute time frame. So you have to see what's happening right away, or else you'll miss the entry. Like for example, the breakout B3 continuation over here. This would have been missed if I wasn't able to see the momentum there. Like if I had this turned off, it'd be really hard to identify this that quickly. But because we had the pivots here, we identified the trend, we had the trend meter down below, we had the momentum divergence, and then on top of that, we had the momentum indicator to indicate momentum is pushing up. This it's basically a shortcut to identify structure and identify momentum and direction of price. So here, price is now breaking below. As price breaks below this point, like I said earlier, the first target that we're looking for is going to be opening price, right? Opening price is right here, this blue line. So I said if price ends up breaking below this support, the first place it's going to aim for is going to be the opening price, this blue line right here. So we'll see where this ends up going. But again, if price does push any lower, this is going to be the first target that we're looking for. This blue line right here, which is opening price. Let's see. Sam said gold fell 800 pips just today. Something's cooking. Yeah, no, and I agree with you 200%. Definitely do see something happening there. Same with the Dow today too. So, same with the Dow. Dow pushed up from open right here, pushed about almost 200 points. It didn't reach the overextension that I was looking for though. So now that price is kind of starting to swing below, I will take this off because it's no longer valid at this point. There's no overextension to the upside. Now we might be looking for overextension to the downside. So let's see here. Yeah, so if price comes down from this point right here, I'm just going to mark up overextension. It should be right here. Color this black so there's no confusion. And the whole number below that's going to be the 600. So I'm looking for like these like excessive pushes, right? Because you'll notice in the market, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed this in the past, is like if price gets overextended a certain amount, it's going to reverse the other way, whether it be for a long time or whether it be for a short little reversal, it tends to move in that direction. So, like I said, I'm looking at a lot of different perspectives here and a lot of different uh analysis. Typically we look for directional moves in the direction of momentum, and this is going to help me because now that if I understand if I understand the overextension, then maybe I won't take any directional moves in that area because it's a little too far out. So we'll We'll see what's to come. Hey, Gil, how's it going, bro? Gil said, hey, Sean, sign up for the trial. I'm not sure what's next. So I'm not sure if you're on the Discord yet. If you are on the Discord, or if you're not on the Discord, join the Discord. There should be a follow-up email that would have came to you. So whenever you guys sign up for the website, there'll be a follow-up email. It'll give you access to the Discord. It's a specific link that you have to click on, and it'll give you access to the premium. So when you have the premium there, it will give you access to the Zoom links. So you can hop on the Zoom. Other than that, y'all, if you saw the other email that followed up, there's going to be like, I think 3 emails that may follow up. The other thing that you can do is you can email me, or there'll be information on there. It's Sean at kodikaitrades.com. You can email me your TradingView username, and then it'll give you access to all of the Kodi Kai indicators. So that's how you'll get access to the indicators. Or just go on the website. So like once you log in, if you go here to Discord platform, this will give you access to the premium Discord. And then if you go to TradingView here, it'll tell you how to give access to the indicators. I hate the winter. I'm starting to get sick. All right, so we got nothing going on here. Price is still ranging within this area. We're now like in a bigger range. So we had the smaller range right here. Price drop below. We're now in this bigger range now. Still no direction. Like I said, if we want price to come below, so this looks like it was just a fake out. I'm going to close this, or I'm going to delete this real quick. So it looks like we just got a fake out down below. Fake out up here, fake out down below, and price just pulled right back into the range. Fake out, back into the range right here. Not really too much going on. Let's see, Sam said I caught 80 pips, then freaked out in gold. God, I feel bad now. Could have held. Yeah, I know. I mean that's part of the game, right, Sam? It's the trade psychology. You just gotta have some sort of game plan going into it, and you just gotta stick to it. Like same with the breakout, right? I think I would have freaked out a little bit on the breakout here when it started to kind of go back and forth, but a lot of people just held on to it and let it go straight through. So, the game plan is just to hold on to it, whatever your TP stop loss is set to for that day or for that trade or for whatever move that is, and try to hold on to it. So right here we have a V1 variation, but it's kind of tricky because like I said, we don't have a direction right now. There's a double body rejection right there. There's a buy signal, double body rejection. This is a V1 variation for a sell. Personally, I wouldn't have taken it because there's no confirmation of direction of trend yet. So like you can see over here, the pivots are still right down the middle, but that's just the pattern right there. So if you guys wanted to take that, if your stop loss moved in profit at 10 points, looks like you have gotten pulled out already at profit. But again, I'm being a little more cautious. Today is Monday, so we have a whole week ahead of us. There's no need to force anything here. Obviously we're just kind of taking it as is. Let's see. Sam said, don't hold me to this info, but I saw something about China found a huge amount of gold reserves, which caused an oversupply in the market, causing price drop. I could see that. No, definitely, Sam. Let me check Bloomberg real quick. I have a Bloomberg account, so I can see if there's any specific news. Hmm. I don't see any news here on Bloomberg yet. I mean, it's probably gonna be it's gonna be announced at some point, unless it was depending on when it happened. Maybe it happened yesterday. Yeah, so I don't see any like official news articles from like, or here, I'll just Google it. Gold found in China. Yeah, there's nothing here from like legitimate sources, so I don't know if I would. Actually, no, there is Reuters. Okay, perfect. There we go. I was looking at these. They're all like Bitcoin websites. The daily hodl. So right here in Reuters, China finds 83 billion worth of gold reserves in Hunan. Yeah, so that makes sense because now it's not so much in demand as it was before. Yeah, that's crazy. So China just got that much richer, 83 billion on all that gold, and they're probably just going to hold on to it too. All right, so that makes sense. Thanks, Sam, for the heads up, and Sam as well. Yeah, Sam said, it's gold. Everyone wants it. So anytime people will start buying it. Yeah, exactly. So the value of gold might go down temporarily, but it's going to go up if the because so what's going to happen for the next year? I mean, depending if you're following politics or not. Trump has a lot of different politics that he's going to implement. Um, Everything that he's implementing is supposed to make the dollar weaker. So everything that he's going to do, the tariffs, um, the to lower regulation on like businesses and lower the tax bracket stuff like that, it's going to lower the value of the dollar. So if the value of the dollar goes down, the value of gold goes up. Um, yeah, so just keep that in mind. The value of gold is going to go up higher. Trump still isn't in house yet, so like once he gets in house next year, this is where it's going to be a big turning point because a lot of people are seeing this crazy bullish move in the market, but things may shift once he's actually in house because he's going to start implementing a lot of these policies, which is going to in turn bring the market down. But I mean, we'll see. I don't really care what happens because for us we trade both ways. We buy and we sell, so. Doesn't matter if he tanks price in the market or if he pushes up even higher. It doesn't really make a difference to us. Our strategies will still work as long as there's volatility. And the good thing about Trump being in office is that there is going to be volatility in the market this coming year for sure. So yeah, Stern said gold is the most manipulated asset. Yeah, I agree. Like if you guys remember during COVID, like gold was crazy. That was like the main thing everyone would trade, right? It seems like everyone has like shifted from gold to NASDAQ. I feel like everybody, like if you guys saw all of the Instagram gurus and YouTube gurus out there, everyone used to trade gold. And then the hype died on gold and then it went to cryptos and then now it's at NASDAQ. That's why I don't trade NASDAQ because NASDAQ is so manipulated too. If you trade something that like everybody trades, it's going to be highly manipulated. And that's why I don't like messing with specific assets. Like I never liked gold. I tried to trade gold and I thought about trading gold, but it's just so highly manipulated. So I never liked trading it. Same with NASDAQ now too. Like it's so easy to get spiked at a NASDAQ if you're trading it because volatility is so high. I actually like slow markets like this for YM because we already understand when the market's moving slow like this, you just don't trade, right? Prices going back and forth within this area. This just indicates like, all right, don't trade. Like I already made my profit for the day, so I'm not really too worried about taking anything, right? We had two good trades for the day. The breakout, which is a full TP. Unfortunately, I didn't get into that. The breakout over here, which also hit TP. And these are my profits for the day. So I'm not in any rush to take any trades. If I see something good, I'll take it, but I'm not going to force any trades here. Um, that's how the market gets you, right? And I'm sure a lot of you guys have fallen for that trap. That's the market trap. Once you get bored and you feel like you need to take something, that's usually where the market takes away your money. Whenever you're calm and you're just like waiting for the trade to come to you, that's usually where you make your money. So, don't let the market, don't let the market uh, reel you into taking something that's not there. Yeah, two trades that I remember a lot of people used to trade oil. Yeah, so if you guys remember, like I think post COVID, that's when the cost of oil went down to negative. If you guys remember that, where's the screenshot at? Um, I think it's probably in the Telegram. Let me see if I have it in here. I don't have a screenshot. There's a screenshot that someone shared in our group a long time ago on Telegram. When oil went to negative, their account went past negative. It was crazy. They were like everyone was on that oil hype and they were trying to buy the dip, but oil kept dipping until it went to zero and then it went to negative. And this guy in the group, he was in another trading group and he took a screenshot of this guy's account where he had like I think 30,000 in oil, and then it went to negative. So he ended up owing the broker like 60,000, and he was like tripping in his group. Um, that's why you want to be careful with trading something that's manipulated, because it can go from 0 to 100 in like moments. If you guys traded with me during that time, it was a pretty crazy time. A lot of people are trading oil, a lot of people are trading gold, and a lot of people lost a lot of money during that period. A lot of people made money, but I don't think a lot of people made a lot. They because people would get scared, they wouldn't hold on to it for too long. They would hold on to the losers for too long, but they wouldn't hold on to the winners for long enough. And most people lost money during that time period. I mean, it was crazy. It was a crazy time. COVID was like one of the craziest times to be trading because like the Dow, like US30 used to move like 150 points like super quickly. It would happen like within seconds, within minutes. It would just spike 150 points. And you think about that, that's a big movement. This is a 150 point move. So if you traded during COVID, you would see candles move this big with like one candle, like a 1 minute candle. And it was just going back and forth. You'd see candles spike up, see candles spike down. It was a crazy time to trade. A lot of times we would just sit and watch and then wait for the market to calm down, and then we would take trades when it starts to slow down a little bit. Yeah, Sam said one needs to know how to trade an asset. Rest is all trading. Otherwise, everyone with trading NAS and will get rich. Just my thought. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's why I only trade YM. You don't see a lot of people who trade YM. YM is not a common asset that people trade. You'll see people trade ES, or you'll see people trade NQ, but YM is like you don't see too many people trade this because it costs more to trade it, and it's just like trading any other asset. If you don't understand how to trade a specific asset, it's going to be difficult. Same with like Nasdaq. Like Nasdaq, I don't know how to trade Nasdaq because it moves so fast. Like if you go to NQ, I mean, you can trade Nasdaq. It's just you have to understand how it moves. Like for example, we had a breakout V3 continuation that happened right here on open. So red sell signal, red candle. You can still trade the same strategies on Nasdaq. Like don't get me wrong, you can trade them. It's just you have to use a bigger TP stop loss. Like for me, I'm using a 30-30. That's impossible, right? Like you can't do a 30-30 on Nasdaq. You can maybe do a 300-300. But then again, I don't trade Nasdaq, so I don't know how like where am I supposed to put my TP stop loss. So yeah, I mean, you can trade different things, but like Sam said, you should really just focus on one asset and then master that asset. Because once you trade that asset, it's just all trading at that point. You just gotta understand how that asset moves and then develop strategies around that type of market structure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Stern was talking about oil. So he said, yeah, oil futures spike negative, not oil itself. Yeah, there's no way oil would be like negative $10 or negative $50, right? People would just be stocking up on oil. But yeah, the oil futures, it went crazy. It was because they couldn't um they couldn't agree on like a contract price for it. And that's why it just ended up going in a negative, which I think was crazy. So back to our clean chart, guys. As you guys can see, price is still within the range, but it's climbing right back up. So it is climbing right back up. Let me go over here. I'm going to make some adjustments. So I drew the overextension down here, which is now irrelevant because price is back up. Now I'll see if we can identify some overextension to the upside, but let's see. I don't think it's going to get overextended because if volatility here is too low, if anything, the overextension may happen after the live session, after 2 o'clock, or sorry, after 8 o'clock. It's 7:30 right now, so we've got 30 minutes till 8. I'm just going to mark this up right here so I can see this is. And the next whole number above that is the 50. So I just mark these up here so I have an idea of like where to look for overextension. Because once price starts to climb up, I'm like, okay, price is climbing up. Now that we have a line up here, we're like, okay, maybe don't take any more buys here because price is overextended, right? So I'm always looking for ways to make things easier so that you guys don't take bad trades. Because feel like the real key with trading is not knowing when to trade, it's knowing when not to trade. I've mentioned that before in the past a ton of times. Because if you can avoid bad trades, then you would just accumulate more good trades and you would just win and lose less. And obviously if your win rate is high enough or decent enough, and then your profits are balancing out, you'll end up with profit long term. So, risk reward is it's a scale. It's a scale between win rate and a scale between your risk reward, your TP stop loss, and combining those two together will equal profit. And that's where you should be aiming for. Let's see, question from Lilo. Lilo's asking, hi, I read what YM is. Can you break it down in one of the classes? I can tell you right now, Lila, it's very simple. So YM is just the top 30 stocks in the US. So let me show you real quick. So YM right here is the Dow 30. YM is just a symbol. So the symbol of YM is the Dow 30, or it's the Dow average, basically. So what YM is, like what we're trading here, the YM, this is a basket of stocks. Instead of trading like one stock, like say Apple or Tesla or Home Depot or one of the companies that you're familiar with, instead of trading that one stock, we're trading a basket of them. So with this asset right here, YM, this is what YM is. It's a Dow 30. So basically right here, it's the top 30 stocks in the US across all sectors. So it has retail sectors, right? Like Amazon. It has credit sectors like American Express. It has health sectors like Amgen. It has technology sectors like Apple. It has airline sectors like Boeing, Caterpillar, Cisco, Chevron, like all the big names that you're familiar with. So instead of trading just one stock, we're trading all 30 stocks here. They're all one basket of stocks. So if some of these stocks go up, then the Dow goes up. If some of these stocks go down, right, then the Dow goes down. So you're not too reliant on just one stock. You're reliant on the top 30 stocks in the US, which are right here. So this is what we're trading with regard to YM. If you're trading NASDAQ, you're going to trade NQ. You're going to be trading NASDAQ 100, which is the top 100 tech stocks. So these are different. A lot of people like to put these together, but they're not. They're very different because there's only so many tech stocks in YM versus NASDAQ here. So that's basically what it is, Isla. It's just the top 30 stocks in the US across all sectors. And sometimes they'll switch stocks out. Like more recently, they switched out Intel with Nvidia because Nvidia is killing it right now. So that's basically what it is with regard to what we're trading. That's why the volatility. That's why YM is always moving. You see YM going up and down. Like you'll see it going down very quickly, or you see it going up really quickly and it's not just one stock, it's a top 30 stock. So like whenever say for example, 20 of the stocks are red for the day, right? You're gonna see this drop. Or if you see like 10 stocks are green for the day and 10 stocks are red for the day, then you're gonna see this go sideways. So that's what it means. It's super simple, but like a lot of people don't realize it. And that's why we trade it, because it's always going to be volatile, because it's like, the top stocks, of course. It's always like consistently trading. Lila said, yeah, that's what Chat GPT said, but she doesn't trust AI, so she asked me. Yeah, no problem. You guys can ask me whatever questions you guys have, especially during a time like this where price is just going sideways. There's nothing for us to take here. So, this is like a great time for you guys to ask questions. Otherwise, if you want to wait for the mentoring session later today, I can answer stuff in detail down there as well. But yeah, for the most part, market's just pretty flat right now. There was a high-low momentum scalp that just came up right here, guys. Again, I don't really like taking sideways strategies. During the mentoring sessions, when we get to that point, I'll explain why. But right here, there's a high-low momentum scalp. There's a higher high. Sell signal broken close past pivots 1 and 2. And this right here is it would have hit TP, of course, if you guys took it. Obviously I didn't take this trade here, so I'm not going to count this as like a win for me, but I will just mark this up here so that you guys are familiar with the entry. So if you guys want to take these entries in the future, you guys know what it looks like. This is a high-low momentum scalp TP 30. Surprised CJ didn't take it. You can take it, CJ? CJ is like the high low momentum scalp ambassador. I think CJ is the only person that calls this out. It's a good strategy. It doesn't come up very often, but when it does come up, it usually hits pretty nice. There's actually another one right here too. There's a lower low. This buy signal broken close past pivots 1 and 2. And there was another one right there. So I'll just mark this up again. I'm not taking these trades, but I'll mark them up for you guys so that you guys are familiar. Again, in the future, when we have this session where we cover the sideways strategies, I'll cover this stuff in detail. I'm not much of a sideways trader, so I don't like trading these, but I do have them just in case, we go through a phase where it's just sideways entries. This actually happened last December. So last winter, we just had sideways markets like throughout the entire winter. And we just had to come up with, well, I had to come up with sideways strategies because we'd go weeks without trades. And I'm like, we got to figure something out here because the market's just not working directional for that time. Let's see. Justin said, thanks for the stream, bro. I've been watching the last few days and it's given me a lot of confidence trading market open. Trading during your stream, I finished my trading days after an hour, been more profitable. Heading to the website, want to join the group. Yeah, Justin. So the perfect time right now, Justin, if you want to get access to it, because it's all completely free. Like I said, I'm just offering it to whoever wants to learn the strategies and have the tools. Again, if you guys want access to, the strategies, the indicators, if you guys want to have your charts looking like this and you want to understand how to set everything up like I do here, I'm going to teach you guys everything that I know from like A to Z. I don't hide anything. I always feel like I hate when people gatekeep, right? If you guys know what that means, gatekeeping, it's like they teach you like just enough, but they don't teach you like how to actually do stuff. Like they'll teach you like one strategy, but then they're doing a completely different strategy when they trade. I hate that because I feel like they're doing a disservice to someone. Like if you're gonna do that, don't even bother teaching anybody because you're teaching them bad info. So yeah, I made it completely free. If you guys want access to it, just go on the website. Again, it's limited, so whoever gets access to it gets access to it. And I'll show you guys exactly what I'm doing here on the live session. Like I'll show you guys the breakouts. I'll show you guys, pretty much everything really. Because like the thing is like I can show you guys what I'm doing. It doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna follow, right? Like I've been teaching people for I don't know what, like 10 years now. There's a handful of people who will succeed and follow the directions and do great, and there's a handful of people who will just stay in that cycle. They'll like try to learn my strategy, they don't learn it completely, then they go to another strategy, they do the same thing there, they come back here a few months later, they try it again, they don't do it, they go back to another place, and it's like it's back and forth. But if you stick to like one type of trading style and one type of trading strategy, you can do pretty well. Like for right now, one of my favorites that I'm taking is the breakout V3. Like this right here. If you notice, I've been taking this entry a lot lately. There's a lot of strategies to take, but this is like one of my favorites. Obviously, the breakout's number one. I'm always going to take this because this is what I trade for the hedge accounts. And then for the directional moves, I'm taking the breakout V3 and then sometimes the V1 variations. Those are probably the two main ones that I'm taking. And if you look over here at the official entries for the week, like for example, I took a breakout V3 today. Last week, I took a breakout V3 and market flow as well. So market flow is another one. Breakout V3. Over here, I took a V1 variation. Over here, I took a V1 variation, market flow. So there's like three main strategies that I'm like mainly focused on. There's a lot of entries that you can take though. You don't have to take those three. There's a handful that you can look at. Yeah, exactly. Oscar said probably won't happen overnight. It's a long-term game. Yeah. You just got to figure out which strategy you like to apply and just focus on that. Because the entries will come up. They won't come up like all the time, but they will come up at some point. Viv is asking how many strats do you use? For me personally, I'm using about like, I'll say about three right now. Just three of like the main ones that I'm personally using on these live sessions. If you look at the course, Viv, so I think you do have access to the course because you have access to the Zoom, of course. Um, so if you go down here, it'll have directional strategies. This is what I mainly trade. I trade directional. I don't really trade sideways very much. I mainly trade directional and breakout. So these are all the directional strategies. There's an MPS entry. This kind of lines up with the market flow V2. The breakout V3 is one of the main ones I just talked about, and the V1 variation. There's the other ones here, but I mainly focus on like MPS, breakout V3, and V1 variation. If you go down lower, so these are just the stuff that I like that are commonly used right now. If you go down lower, so we go down to the legacy course, this is like before we made changes, it has all of my older strategies here. So if you go down here in main strategies, it has MPS, breakout V3, V1 variation. Pretty much a lot of the same strategies are still listed here. And then you go down lower over here and you look at scalping strategies, there's like 10 more strategies here. So we have a total of like maybe 20 strategies that you can apply. They're all very similar. So they all look for the same thing, but their entry points are at slightly different places. So sometimes you're going to be entering, like for example, right here, sometimes you're going to be entering at the following candle. This is breakout V3 continuation. Sometimes you'll be entering right on the momentum candle, which is a pivot scalp. So it's basically two different strategies and they're only different by one candle. So all the strategies are very similar. They're just slight variations to it that will help you understand what where the entry is taken, but they're all pretty much the same. You're good, Oscar. I know when I read your message, it was I was like probability, but I knew you meant probably. Viv said the hard part is finding one for myself. Yeah, so what you can do is you can just focus on what I would probably have you focus on is probably just one strategy. And it would probably be the breakout V3 because I think that's the easiest one to follow. Um, yeah, I think that would probably be the easiest one for you to follow because it's like all you got to do is really identify colors because you have a buy signal here. Of course, you have to identify the trend too, but we'll go into that stuff in detail. Once you know what to look for the entry, that's like the easiest part. The easiest part is finding the entry. The hardest part is knowing when not to trade. Like for example, over here, we had a breakout V3 continuation that came up right here, right? But I wouldn't have taken this trade because the reason for that is because of the market structure. Price is just going back and forth right here, right? So the breakout V3 continuation just wouldn't make sense in a situation like this. So once you have the strategy down, then we can start to zone in on like when not to trade, right? Red flags, look for market structure, look for trend shifts, there's a lot of different factors that go into like when not to trade, but when to take the trade is going to be a lot easier because when to take the trade is going to, I mean, it's really hard to mess it up. You're just looking for like two following candles. So for example, here, green candle or green buy signal, green candle. Okay, breakout V3 continuation. You can go and you can test this. So like I'll show you how to back test it. You can literally go back like months and weeks and days. If you wanted to sit at your computer all day and then just identify, you can do that. So again, right here, right? Green buy signal, green candle. You're really just matching colors at this point, right? You're just matching colors. And there you go. It might take a long time if you're going to be testing it during like sessions outside the US, but you can still test it. And you can literally just go back like again right here. Red sell signal, red candle following it. And there you go, another TP right there. So, I'll help you through it. The thing is like, I'm just in a phase right now where I'm like, actually want to mentor and teach. I haven't mentored in like over a year now. I think a year or 2 years now. I really haven't taught anybody. I just been focusing on trading and making money trading and stuff like that. So, we go through phases. Like sometimes I want to focus on just trading, sometimes I want to focus on teaching, sometimes I want to focus on doing other stuff. Um, but I think it's time to come back to at least mentor people who want to learn. Yeah, Viv said if I can master discipline, that would be my edge. Yeah, and discipline is the hardest thing. The good thing with these strategies is that they don't come up all the time. So there's gonna be time periods where you're just gonna be hanging out and waiting for opportunity to come up. So nice. Rashid over here just mentioned the breakout V3 that came up over here a little earlier. Sell signal, red candle right there. And the thing with this too, guys, is you don't have to trade on the 1 minute, right? So I trade on the 1 minute. You don't have to trade on the 1 minute. Like if you want to trade on, say, like the 5 minute, I know Rashida trades on the 5 minute sometimes, or she uses it as a confluence. Like if you want to trade on the 5 minute, like if the 1 minute's too fast, you can go on the higher time frames and trade too. You don't have to stick on the 1 minute. It's just for me. Sorry, guys, 1 second. I got a cough. And I hate being sick. But yeah, like I was saying, I trade on the 1 minute because I don't want to be on the charts all day. Same with like Justin over here, how he mentioned. He's on the chart less and he's making more profit. It's finding that edge in the market so that you don't have to be on the charts, for like 6 hours a day. At that point, it's like you're working a job. Um, One thing that I'll cover too, I don't think I have it in the I'll add it to the end. So looking at the course here, I don't think I have it listed on here, but I'm going to teach you guys how to journal. I think some of the best traders in our group here, once they realize how to journal, and I share my journal with you guys too. Like my journal is not secret. It's it's open to everybody. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, so here's my journal. And this is available to you guys. I have a blank one where you guys can just copy it and add in your own trades. But the journal here, if you start to journal your trades, you'll start to realize where you stuck at, right? You'll realize where you're good at and you'll realize where you suck at. So like for me, this is very it's very humbling because like you'll document all your trades here. And this is how I figured out my edge was between 6:30 and 8 o'clock, because what I would do is I would document all my trades and I'm like, okay, I lose all my trades like before 6:30. So what do? I just stop trading before 6:30. Or if I lose all my trades after 8 o'clock, then I'm like, okay, this is why I should stop trading after 8 o'clock. Because it makes all the difference here. Even with here, so I'll even show you guys for the breakout. So I don't this one I don't share with public because I'm like doing this on my own. But this is so these are the raw stats for the breakout, right? Like the breakout that we take here in the morning. These are the raw stats from basically April up until today. The stats here are 65 wins, 101 losses, total profit of 1,150. What I did here was like, okay, how do I avoid these losses? Like, like I said, the strategy is easy to follow, but it's like, how do you not lose? And what I realized is, okay, whenever I have back-to-back losses, I just got to stop trading it, right? So what I did was whenever I have two losses, I'm like, okay, then I just got to stop trading these days. I don't trade these days. I have two losses. I don't trade these days. So I pretty much just avoid all these losses, all these unnecessary losses. So I went from having 1,150 points, and then right here with the changes, now to 1,300 points, and then now I break it down to per month, and now I'm like at a point where I'm not even negative anymore. It's just positive months, month over month, because I was able to identify, okay, this is where I suck at, and this is where I need to stop trading. Because if I trade during this time, I'm probably going to lose. And instead of me losing, I'll just not trade, and then I'll just keep stacking wins from there. But yeah, this journal is available to you guys. So if you guys want access to the journal, where you guys can like pretty much put all your trades in here and then figure out, okay, where do I need to stop trading? Just go to the Discord, go over here to um, Where's it at? Right here, trading journal, the trading journal section, 2024 official live trades. Click on this, and then this will come up, and then you can basically just copy it. So you just go to file, copy, make a copy, and then you just make your own. Because I've seen like all of our best traders, they journal their trades because they just get better. You just figure out where you're good at, you figure out where you suck at, you focus on where you're good at, and then you stop doing what you suck at. Like say for example, if you lose a lot of trades on Monday and Friday, then just don't trade Monday, Friday, right? You just got to get it down to a science, basically. Yeah, Sam said teaching is hard. Two Trade said when I first started learning how to trade, I thought journaling was a waste of time. When I surrendered to it, my trading improved. It does work. Yeah. I think journaling is the biggest key because the thing is you got to realize that you are your worst enemy, right? The only reason you're losing trades is because you're probably making a mistake or you're probably trading when you shouldn't be trading. That's what happened with me. I used to trade Asia session all the time. I would get lucky sometimes, but most of the time I would lose. So how do I fix that? I don't trade Asia session at all. And I just trade for 2 hours in the morning, 6:30 to 8, and we're pretty much that's all I do. All right, guys, it's getting close to 8 o'clock. So right now it is 7:52. We have about 8 minutes till 8. Let's go back to our clean chart so I can show you guys that market hasn't gone anywhere. So again, price has pretty much been ranging within these two ranges all session, right? I drew this up before market open so I can show you guys, okay, this is probably where price is going to stay, and this is where price ended up staying. So right between the 900 and the 800 mark. These are the two range points. Whenever price breaks below, it tends to fake out. So right here, again, price is breaking below. You can possibly anticipate a possible fake out right here and pull back into the range. Not too much direction here, but I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, T-Trade said it forced him to learn Google Sheets, full circle with leveling up on life. Yeah, 100%. You know, before I used to use Excel, and then I realized that Google Sheets was so much easier because I can share it with you guys. Like it's so collaborative where you guys can just see exactly what's going on. And this is updated every week. So if you're ever curious, like how am I doing for the year or how am I doing for the month, just go here and you can see all of my trades. I document all my trades, every single trade I take during these live sessions. And you can see my consistency here. You know, I have like most of the time making like 100 to 200 points per month. And then April, obviously, or it was good. May was like one of the months where we had a red month. We don't typically have very many red months, but May was like the only month, I think. Every other month has been pretty consistent. It's around 165. August was a little slower, a lot of back and forth there. September was actually pretty good. October was okay. And then November so far, we're pretty much at that average threshold for the most part. We're at 170 for the month so far. So here we go. Price faked out, pull back into the range. All right, guys, I think this is going to be it for the session for today. Again, just a reminder, if you guys are available at 2 p.m. today, so right now it's 8 o'clock Pacific time, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. In about 6 hours, I'll be back here for the mentoring session. So this will be the first day of the masterclass for our mentoring sessions. Every Monday at 2 p.m., I will be covering the masterclass. So for the masterclass, it's not going to be our normal mentoring session where I just answer all the questions that come up. What I'll be doing for this session is I'm going to be focused on module 1 and module 2. I'll cover everything here, the Discord platform, basically all the basics. Discord platform, Zoom platform, TradingView, NinjaTrader, Tradeovate, my personal broker, NinjaTrader, Apex funding, Tradeify funding, and copying trades to multiple accounts. We'll cover the basics, the TradingView platform. I'll go over all the tools, everything that I use here. We'll go over the NinjaTrader platform if I can get a stream from my laptop to Zoom, and then the Tradeovate platform as well. So I'll try to get all this stuff over here for the most part. Y'all said he's struggling with Discord. So what's the issue with Discord, y'all? I can probably try to help you right now if possible. So we got some team profits here from Johnny. Johnny locked in 1,719 for the day. Nice work, Johnny. This is on his funded account with straight to funded account with Tradeify. And then we have Jamie here. She locked in 1,150 on her first account and 2,000 on her second account. Nice work, guys. Solid profits for the day. But yeah, Gil. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, if you have any specific questions with the Discord, if you can come on to the live session later today, Gail, um, that'd probably be your best option because we'll be covering everything in detail. Um, okay, gotcha. Gail said new to it, verification issues working on. Okay. So it's not with the actual server, it's just the Discord platform. Gotcha. Yeah, they asked for a lot of things to set up with them. But all right, guys, I think that's going to be it for the day. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here in a few hours for the mentoring session. We'll cover modules 1 and 2. So what we'll do first is we'll cover modules 1 and 2. And then after we cover the modules, guys, we'll answer questions. So just wait until the end to ask questions, or you guys can put questions in the chat, but I'll be covering everything here in order. This should be pretty quick because it's not a lot of stuff to cover. This will probably take maybe an hour, 2 hours max. And then at the end, we'll cover all the questions. So yeah, it'll make all this. You guys will, if you guys have no idea how to trade, or if you guys know somebody that has no idea how to trade, once you're done with this, you should be able to open an account with TradingView, have a free account with TradingView, and be able to apply everything here, as I taught it. Everything's going to be in order. So like basics up until the indicators, up until the strategies, up until risk management, trade psychology, and obviously how to journal trades. I'll create another module here, how to journal trades, and then I think we can go from there. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Yeah, definitely, Andrew. And I'll probably see you maybe later today too at the mentoring session. So if you guys have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here at about 2 o'clock Pacific time for the crew mentoring session and masterclass. Again, it's completely free, guys. So if you know anybody who wants to learn how to trade, I typically do this around this time of the year just to give back to you guys. It's completely free. There's literally no risk. If you don't even want to sign up for the free trial, you can still go to the YouTube and you can still just sit in and watch everything. I'm just making it available to whoever wants to attend and learn. So